Next up this afternoon, we are going to welcome InstaForex. Mr. Mohammad Amer is going to be talking about cryptocurrencies, trending and expectations for 2021. Now, Mohammed is heading the drive by InstaForex into the MENA region. He's a veteran of the Forex industry with over 15 years in management positions covering retail and corporate sales, partnerships and business development. So please put your hands together and let's welcome to the stage Mr. Mohammad Amer.
I just hope you don't mind. It will be a bit slow at the beginning because I will be suffering from kind of abundant issues because I took off my mask. Now, okay. Well, cryptocurrencies. This year we have seen another, I would say, rocket ride, ups, downs, talks from the likes of Mr. Musk, bringing things up and then shaking everything down. We have seen China playing, one of the strongest, regulatory moves at the beginning by banning mining in one of the major mining destinations for the cryptocurrencies. And then, again, just last Friday, they announced a ban on all kind of trading activities of cryptocurrencies. However, we can say that it took the cryptocurrency market just about a weekend to manage to put a break to a whole downtrend. And by just a look at the map of the cryptocurrencies today, you will find most of them are back in the green. We will find some mixed, reds, but this is way beyond what anybody expected. One of the biggest, I would say, countries that are involved in cryptocurrencies, putting a ban. Honestly, most people would have said cryptocurrency is gonna go back to the old days, or we are back to 2018 when it went all the way to 3,000, let's say, for the Bitcoin. None of that happened. The cryptocurrencies held their ground, and they seem to be finally, getting their own fundamentals rather than a lot of the hype. So we have chosen 6 currencies to simply just, say few pointers. What are the drives for the growth of these 6 currencies? And this is our outlook, and hopefully, we'll see this coming through. Okay. Now, first one, of course, it's our star. First one, the star of the show, of course, the Bitcoin. It's about 40% of the whole market capitalization into the cryptocurrencies. So this is the market leader by volume, by capitalization, and by influence. Whatever happens with the Bitcoin, you will find the whole cryptocurrencies just following suit. Things might be, looking rosy at one point, but if anything will bring the Bitcoin up or down, you expect the whole market to respond, and in sometimes within seconds. This is not even open for any discussion. Anybody that is involved in that market can see it, straightforward. Now, what happened this year with the Bitcoin? We have seen a lot of the institutions getting involved in a very dynamic way. We have seen, for example, positive and negative involvement from Tesla, which is one of, it's a major player. It's a company that represents a lot of the future for many people. When they decided they will be involved or accepting, the Bitcoin as a currency. We have seen this affecting the market simply because now it's not just me getting a Bitcoin and then I don't know what to do. No, you could buy, with it even a car in that case. Then, of course, Mr. Elon Musk just decided because of the environment that he doesn't want to do that anymore, giving, of course, the Bitcoin a very harsh and cold shower at that time. Yet, there was a lot of other institutions that wanted to get into the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency business. There was, and still is, the futures. This is a regulated market. So banks, financial institutions could finally actually get involved in the cryptocurrency world in a regulated fashion. They cannot get into, let's say, Bitcoin spot under any condition. There are so many issues. The fact that it is not regulated, that means their own regulations will not allow them to get involved in that aspect. However, financial institutions trading or buying futures, that was a whole new element, and they got into this bandwagon big time this time around. In 2017, 2018, whether the market went up or down, they were just, watching the show. But in 2020 and 2021, these guys are in for the ride. And they are also steering a lot of the action that is happening as well. Another issue that is currently under discussion, the ETFs. There might be actual approvals for ETFs on derivatives of the Bitcoin. If this is going to come through, we will see a lot more institutional drives into the business of the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. All this will, by all means, affect the prices to come. Accordingly, we still believe that the Bitcoin still has got room to grow during our 2021. Now, our second, of course, is the Ethereum. This is the second by, as far as market capitalization. It's the second as far as involvement with clients, with investors, and so on. Plus, so far, it's still gaining, I would say, a top position as far as the smart contracts, field. They are finding a lot of competition of late, but still they are in the driving seat in that matter. We are expecting this year what we would call it Ethereum 2.0. It's a new algorithm that will make the whole transaction even faster than it's currently possible, plus will make it even easier for developers, to create new apps or create, new smart contracts for these apps, etc., etc. It's kind of like, it looks like it's gonna be a rosy ride, for Ethereum. It is gaining a lot of momentum. It might even end the year at the 5,000 mark. In April, we have seen it passing the 4,000, and then, of course, there was huge corrections across the cryptocurrency world. But the way we see things now, even after last Friday's event, we are, back over the 3,000. This means, again, cryptocurrencies are showing they can still stand on their feet even when a country like China have taken very drastic measures against their rise and against their operations. Litecoin. Now, Litecoin, it's simply what we would call, the small brother of the Bitcoin. It is actually based on the Bitcoin chain. However, there is something about it. The whole concept, again, it's a limited number. It's 84 million coins, 65 million of which have been already collected. So people are also looking at it from the point of, I still have some to collect. I still can mine and get something out of it. And again, there is an absolute correlation with the Bitcoin. If the Bitcoin is going up, this one is simply just following through. So lots of clients that might find it difficult to secure some Bitcoins, simply, with a price of 50K, it comes hard, to part with your money. But look at the Bitcoin, and yeah, I can get 10 of those. And if it is going up, with the Bitcoin, then I am still gonna get, the return or the ROI that I'm expecting without going really on a limb to try and secure the Bitcoin. By all means, it is faster and also cheaper when you are conducting any kind of transactions. Cardano. Now. Well, this is still the Litecoin. All right. Chainlink, where is oops. All right. Cardano. Sorry, I passed this one. Now, Cardano is kind of potentially the #1 competition facing Ethereum. These guys are developing very fast, trying their best to completely become the #1 for all kind of applications and all kind of, applications that are requiring smart contract and so on. Lately, they kind of launched an update. However, within this year, we are expecting to see an update. They are calling it Alonso. Now, with Alonso, it would become even easier for people to develop, smart contracts for application, even for what they will call decentralized, finance. Lots of things are expected of Cardano, and we see real strong interest from different investors. In 2020 alone, Cardano gained about 600% of its value. Now, this year, we haven't seen a drop from there. It is still, gaining momentum, and we are expecting it to keep going. The way they are putting out the developers actually are putting out the different applications. It's gaining a lot of ground, and it would be actually very good for investors and users alike to have not just an Ethereum taking a role, but to have these two, up and competing with each other. And by all means, they are competing in each other, and they are making money for those investors, especially, over these 2 years. Now, all right, now, Chainlink. Now, Chainlink have done few interesting things of late that kind of made it become a lot more attractive. It was, for a start, it was made specifically to operate on the Ethereum platform. But lately, they managed to actually integrate with Tezos and with Polkadot platforms. So we are talking here about a coin with its own, of course, expected applications, etc., and use on 3 different platforms, including the Ethereum, Polkadot, etc. This is, gives, I mean, a lot of flexibility to such coin. It can be used, I mean, in a different way by different people. If somebody is only into Ethereum development, fine. If somebody is into Tezos, hey, it's there. It can also, I mean, provide the same service here and there. So it is getting a lot of, I would say, interest from the developers and in this case also investors because of these moves that are making it a lot more flexible for business use. All right, now our last and the most beautiful. It's the one with the most, I mean, full bag of tricks. Now, Rebel, fantastic, wonderful. When it comes to reality on the ground, these people are running RebelNet. There is existing business. There is existing network of banks, financial institutions, providing transfers of funds, etc. It's a business that doesn't lose, literally. And they are not, I mean, stopping there. Oh, they went ahead. I believe it was in end of March, if I'm correct. Yep, the 29th of March, they literally bought 40% share in Tranglo. Tranglo is a Malaysian-based cross-border money transfer for pretty popular actually in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is one of the fastest growing regions when it comes to Rebel. And they know it and they just went for it and they bought 40% of this existing network with all its share of the markets and all the connections that are possible. They know how to simply go out there and find what will serve their purpose and what would make their business even grow faster and so on. However, as bright as it seems for their futures, we have to also consider there is a risk associated with Ripple. Lately, as everybody knows, they are facing a lawsuit from the Securities and Exchange Commission in the US. In the US, they have decided that, you know what, you guys are an asset and not just a crypto coin. Now, if you are an asset and you are being traded in the US without proper license, you are in trouble. And this has been going on back and forth. The case is in front of the court. And then Rebel went back and they are also putting down their case. We are not an asset. We are simply a coin through which, I mean, you can transfer and so on. This case is not going to finish next week, not next month, and most likely with Securities, I mean, and Exchange Commission going after them, and by all means, Rebel are not a cheap punch. They are getting, I mean, the best, I mean, lawyers money can buy. So I think we're gonna keep seeing this going back and forth, and maybe until late 2020, if not even 2023. So by all means, we can get into the Rebel side, but always keep an ear to what is going on with the case against them. All right, so let's talk numbers, because at the end of the day, people want to know what numbers are we looking at. If we say, given the current situation and how things are happening and developing, by all means, yes, some people are so enthusiastic and happy about Bitcoin, and they are saying, we will see 100K Bitcoin. Honestly speaking, given all the drives and all what is available and all the fundamentals, yes, it makes sense. We can see it, maybe by the end of this year or sometime, I mean, next year. Yes, and by all means, yes, Ethereum 5,000, yes, all this could happen. And all the fundamentals of these coins and the demand for them and the enthusiasm to go for it, it's there. And for some reason, though, we have to also keep in mind it is not regulated, and that leaves a room for very influential people to really play sometimes a lot of tricks in this market. We remember back in 2017 and 2018, it was a guy called McPhee who every week would make a tweet that would bring one crypto coin something like 600 to few thousand percentage points up. Now we have another guy, his name is Elon Musk, doing the same, game, playing the same thing. Now, before I end this, let's have a look. Now the price is somewhere around like 43K with the Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the number 40,000. It's just a number, it's an easy number, and it's a straight number. That's also a line. If it kind of gets pushed by whoever or any regulator, etc., to go under that nice 40,000 mark, we would expect to see it continuing down that trend until it would hit the 30K mark. However, if that's not going to happen, then being just in the area above the 40, it has all the fundamentals to keep going to the 50s, and if there nothing is going to happen, just to turn the ship back, it will continue. Maybe slowly, maybe faster, according to what news will come through to go towards the 100K. Now, just in case if some of you will wonder why I chose those 6, I did not. I simply liked the sound of them. When I first discussed about this presentation with my sons, they are 20-something, financial education, financial professionals, blah, 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 and each is running his own nice little portfolio. Of course, each one of them just, made me a list of his favorite, Bitcoins and so on. So if any of you think of that, I can give you their numbers and you can all discuss that with them. These are the 6 I chose, and that's it. All right. Any questions? Anybody might? Yeah? Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.